Throughout our lives, we are connected to the world by sounds. We discover some sounds that are pleasant and others that are not so pleasant, but they all matter. Before birth, in the liquid of the womb, we are already bathed in sounds. There are even some we can't hear, like an ultrasound, too high in frequency to be heard by the human ear, but whose reflections can be processed to form the image of a baby. In early childhood, it is still sound, this time quite audible, that shapes our first relationships in the world. The science of sound, which we call acoustics, enables us to comprehend how we perceive noises, voices, and music. A pastime often discovered in adolescence. Music transmits emotions and facilitates gatherings of all kinds. And where the work of acousticians has an important part to play. This is a machine that excites the strings of a violin with a bow automatically, robotically, which allows us to bow them under similar conditions that would occur when a violinist plays. So our objective is to understand what contributes to the quality of the instrument and ultimately to improve it. While music is pleasant, it can also be dangerous. If exposed to many loud sounds at a young age, one's hearing can be destroyed for the rest of their life. Therefore, it's important to use hearing protection to limit the risk of damage without foregoing the pleasure of listening entirely. In adulthood, many enjoy the prospect of a dinner together. In fact, acoustics is an important part of how we perceive these moments.
Ça va changer ici, non? On s'entend beaucoup mieux. Je me demande comment ils ont fait pour que ce soit aussi calme.
I overheard your discussion, and the fact that you find it quieter in here is for good reason. This space has been acoustically treated. You can see on the ceiling some of the absorptive panels that reduce the reverberation level in the space. Before the treatment indicated by this red curve, there were really high levels, but afterward, the sound level was reduced such that it would be comfortable. So if you find that it's calmer, that's a good thing.
When returning home after eating, some prefer an atmosphere of tranquility. Here, acousticians measure the sound level near an apartment. These measurements can help to verify that sound regulations are respected, or if not, propose methods to address the problem. There's an air conditioning unit 25 meters away at the neighbor's place, and we're worried it's making too much noise. At the moment, the unit is switched off and the overall noise level is 52 or 53 decibels. With the machine running, we have about 55 decibels, which is a little loud for the day, but bearable. That will be much worse at night when it will stick out in comparison and disturb the neighborhood. Leaving the city for the suburbs is not necessarily a guarantee of silence, though with age often comes a desire for an even quieter environment. Fortunately, noise pollution can be reduced thanks to noise barriers.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Excusez-moi, bonjour. Vous pouvez m'expliquer ce que c'est que cette différence de son?
Oui, vous voyez qu'il y a une grosse différence.
You can see that there's a big difference between the noise in front of the screen behind it. The highway was widened not long ago, and as they widened it, they realized that the noise level near the houses was higher than the required levels, so they were obliged to construct some auditory protection. This was accomplished by those barriers that were placed there, bringing an improvement of 5 to 10 decibels for the houses behind us. The way we experience sound depends on our age, but also on our culture. The noises we consider tolerable or annoying are not the same, depending on whether we live among the amplified sounds of the streets of Tokyo and Japan, the vocal ambiance of the working-class neighborhoods of Naples in Italy, or the engine noise in this region of Bamako in Mali. Sounds contribute to the identity of a place and form a unique soundscape. Even if we are not always aware of it, sounds change our perception of the world. For example, when we choose a car. Feelings of pleasure, comfort, and safety are influenced by a designed auditory environment.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Alors en fait, ce qu'il faut savoir, c'est que
What you need to know is that there are different sounds in a car.
Ça, c'est le travail des acousticiens.
Acousticians work to improve the motor noise.
Et puis il y a eu aussi toute une autre partie.
And also introduce treatment focused on automobile noise. Altogether, they comprise the car's acoustic design.
On a aussi travaillé avec l'EarCam des sonorités.
We've also worked with EarCam on sounds that were added to the electric vehicles on the outside to warn pedestrians.
To experience great sound, you don't necessarily need a car. You can also go to a concert, an enjoyable experience at any age. But there's no good concert without good acoustics. The acoustician's job is to control the reflections of the sound on the walls and ultimately to improve the audience's experience of the music.
Alors, s'il vous plaît, dès que vous entendez, même très faible, vous levez le doigt.
At a certain age, one may experience hearing loss. An audiologist can assess the deficiencies in one's hearing by observing how one responds to sounds of varying pitch and volume. Another test involves discerning words drowned in a noisy background presented over loudspeakers. If necessary, hearing aids can help to re-establish one's auditory abilities.
L'écouteur dans le conduit.
The earpieces in the canal.
Voilà, là on est en place.
Can you hear me?
Vous sentez?
Oui, oui, oui.
At an advanced age, some seek relief from noise, often turning to nature. However, silence is relative, and even underwater, there are a multitude of sounds. For example, boats can use sonar to detect submerged objects. There are also sounds produced by animals, like the songs of humpback whales, or the clicks emitted by sperm whales, both of which are studied by acousticians who attempt to discover their meanings. Sounds are present in all environments and take many forms. Acoustics allows us to understand their roles, to improve their quality, or to protect ourselves from them if necessary. And finally, it helps us be better acoustic animals in all stages of life.